Now, what I have for you here, I want you to look what I've done as far as the calendar goes. I'm going to just kind of go over. These are just separate events. When you remember the big Jubilee calendar I gave you, and you can use this to help fill it out, and I believe we have it as a slider or a handout. It's a handout today somewhere. Okay, but in the year 2108 AM, AM means from creation. It's not AD, it's not BC. This means it was in the year 2108 from Adam that Jacob and Esau were born, and it was a year of Jubilee. Isn't that fascinating to find Israel was born in the year of Jubilee? And I'm going to show you next week, Israel died in the year of Jubilee. This is why I love the calendar, because you connect all these events. But then in the year 2123, Abraham dies, and Jacob and Esau are only 15 years old. And then we find in 2148, Esau marries a Canaanite, and he's 40 years old. And then in the year 2158, that is the year Shem dies. And Jacob and Esau are 50 years old. And then in the year 2171, Ishmael dies, and Jacob and Esau are 63. And then in the year 2185, this is when Isaac is blessing Jacob and Esau. Now, do you remember the story? Jacob is all, worried, and his mama comes and says, don't you worry none about this. We're going to put on this hairy coat like Esau, and you can go, and he'll bless you instead, right? Remember that story? Okay. Remember Esau was whining, oh, please, Daddy, bless me. Please, Daddy, bless me. Do you remember that? How old do you think Jacob and Esau were when that event took place? In your mind, what do you think? How old were they, do you think? I'm going to tell you. It's right up on the screen. They were 77 years old. Jacob and Esau were almost 80 when Jacob supposedly stole the blessing. But unless you put it on a timeline, you don't realize how old they are. And you think that's bad. Look at the next one. That first 7 years that he served for Rachel was the years 2185 to 2191. Jacob worked 7 years for Rachel. He gets Leah too, and he's 83 years old when he marries Rachel and Leah. He's 83 when he gets married. But wait, there's more. Isaac is now 144 years old. I have at the top how old Isaac was everywhere. But here now, if you'll notice on the top right of the white, it goes to 2191. But now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to the next 7 years. And we see in 2192, Jacob is 84 years old when Reuben is born. And then you can go through the line, and this is year by year. Year by year, I have it broken down for you. Simeon born, Levi, Judah, Dan, Naphtali, Gad. And then finally, in the year 2198, the far right in the yellow, Jacob is 90 years old, okay? And Issachar and Zebulun are born. Isaac is 150. Well, now watch what happens. Now, it's the year 2199, and this is the first year of a Shemitah cycle. I want you to realize this is also the Shemitah cycles, the 7 years. It was in the first year of a Shemitah cycle when Jacob had to work 6 years for the livestock. He's 91 years old, and that is when Dinah and Joseph are born in the first year of a Shemitah cycle. And so then you see as the 8 days go on, and then at the end of the 6th year, he now wants to get out of there and leave Laban. And so look at this. In the last far right blue, Isaac is 157. Jacob is 97. He leaves Laban and he wrestles the angel at 97 years old. I can just see Laban with a stick, and there's this big angel with armor on, and he says, you want a piece of me? But yeah, he was 91 years old when he wrestled the angel.